So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq. And it is the Demetra K show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are a great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are participants, and sometimes we share the link so that you can come up here and speak your opinion. All I ask is that if your profile looks like this, please show me your face. And then if you want to blank it back out like that, before I bring you up to the big screen, you can do so. Just know that no one else can see you but me, not even Donovan. So you're not comfortable with being seen on screen. I understand. You just got to show me, though. I also ask that we are respectful of one another in the comment section and on the platform, as we need to watch what we say. No cursing as much as possible. I know sometimes every blue moon, but let's not make it a habit. Of course, y'all know certain words we can and cannot say on here because we do not own these platforms. But with that being said, we do own one called the African Diaspora News Channel. AfricanDiasporaNews.org is where you can find the app. That way we can say what we need to say without having to, wonder if we're going to get in trouble and all that kind of stuff. So head on over there, AfricanDiasporaNews.org, and you'll see all the content and then some. You will not regret it. Today, we are going to be having a conversation. Donovan, did I say hello to you? If I didn't, hello. Today, we're going to have a conversation about Diddy apologizing for his past behaviors, and Representative Jasmine Crockett straightening Marjorie Taylor-Greene, who's also a representative in the House of Congress. These topics were requested along with some other ones. So if you guys that requested it, I didn't put it up on my thing. If you guys want to throw it in the comment section, you can. And I'd love to give it a quick conversation. I'd like to say also, shout out to the electrical companies here in Houston. Also, those who came from other states. As you guys may or may not know, we suffered a E1 tornado here in Houston on Thursday. I just got my electricity back on last night. So I was without electricity for 2 days. It started to get really hot, and it was really scary. I'm not going to lie. I've never seen anything like that. Of course, living a place like this, there's a whole lot of warnings you could get. So on that particular day, we got a flood warning, a flash flood warning, a tornado, and a thunderstorm. So all of that was going on at once. And as I said, I've never seen it that bad. And you guys know that I'm terrified of the weather here. But we got a notification saying, hey, go run for cover, basically, right? It's about to hit. So I always do. But a couple of people that I text that live in Houston was like, oh, it's not a big deal. We always get those, right? And so I was like, nevertheless, my daughter and I ran into the closet because they tell you to go into the innermost room because we don't have a basement, right? So run into the innermost room of the house, which is my bedroom closet that's also in the bathroom. So as we're sitting in there, of course, the lights flicker on and off, and finally they go off, right? And when I tell you the sky was so black, it was so black. So we're sitting in the closet, mind you, that door's closed, the bathroom door's closed. And on the side of the house, we could just hear stuff just hitting the house. It was just crazy. So my daughter goes out there and she sees it, and she took a video. I didn't put it up here, but it looks like it's smoke, but it's water and wind just going nuts, right? So then we later found out that from what I understand, yesterday, 7 people did die from things falling on them, trees, cranes. Downtown Houston is actually where the tornado landed. You see the videos of it. You see windows being snatched out of high rises, and it's just glass everywhere. People took video and footage of the tornado just snatching windows out and stuff. So it's pretty scary. There's still, from what I understand, about 300,000 people without electricity. It was over 1 million people without electricity. And I'll tell you, it's almost 100 degrees here. So there's a lot of people still without. So, my heart goes out to them. Also, I went to Walmart today to go grocery shopping because I lost everything in my refrigerator, just due to it not being on for 2 days. But there were people there who, were using electricity because their area by that particular Walmart is still out. And they said they may not get electricity until Wednesday or next Sunday. So mind you, it's going to be almost 100 degrees this week. So, it's a pretty bad situation. And like I said, I thank God for the electric companies from other states coming forward to really help, because a lot of those, electrical towers, the ones that are still not up, got demolished. I mean, you saw structures just falling over. It was really bad. And so I just, it was a trip. It makes me rethink my my location. My dad was like, "You need to come home." I'm like, "Yeah, Daddy, but California has earthquakes, which is the worst natural disaster, known to man." So anyway, it's a lot, but we got our lights and electricity on. So that's that's a good thing. But again, I feel bad for people who have to endure this. And you guys know, living in Houston is humid, it's hot. So there's no such thing as really opening your windows, because you're just letting in hot air, and mosquitoes are like dinosaurs out there now. So there's a lot going on. But anyway, that's what it is, Donovan. And I'm going to get to you guys' comments. What say you?
Wow, I didn't know all that was going on. I thought you were just ignoring my phone calls.
No, I was going, and honestly, I'm tired, because it was a lot. Like, I was on my feet for those whole 2 days trying to, throw things away and do this and do that. And so it just really dawned on me, like, wow, girl, you are tired. It just really hit me like an hour before I sat here. I'm like, I'm tired.
Sounds like you need a man.
I guess.
No, anyway, go ahead. I am glad you are okay. Your eerie silence in my messenger does make me wonder sometimes. But just like you, though, my Sentra, my newer car, went down. And of course, the battery dissipated. But I was working on my cars the last 2 days. Of course, they're up and running again, stuff like that. So for you guys that don't know this, especially if you live in the desert like me, if you have a battery, doesn't matter if it's maintenance free or if it's a maintenance battery, the desert heat dissipates a battery. And so a lot of people, you think it's your alternator or something. It's first thing you check is your battery. If you have a maintenance type battery, check the water levels. If the water levels are low, put in distilled water, because the distilled water doesn't have the properties to mess up the charging capability of the water. So check your, summertime's coming, check your battery, make sure you have enough water and things like that into the battery to make sure you can kind of continue to do what you got to do. But this topic that we're talking about today, a lot of people are aware the video has been leaked. And in my opinion, I think the federal government has leaked that video because it was in Mr. Combs's possession up until this raid had happened. He had paid $50,000 for this situation. Now, I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of opinions about this. It's a very talkative subject. There are people that believe you shouldn't put your hands on a woman no matter what. I don't believe that. There does come a time you need to put hands on a woman. This wasn't one of those times. Let me be clear. This was not one of those times. Cassie, 10 years ago, was about 98 pounds right there. This man dragged her with one hand. So ladies, if you're watching this broadcast, I want you to understand, stop believing men and women are equal. We are not. Men are physically stronger. That's just a fact. And if you guys had seen that video, and Demetra and I were discussing it just before we came on air, did you guys notice when he was attacking her, she got in a fetal position? And I know they dated for like 10 years or whatever the deal is, but that goes to show you that this abuse had been going on within their relationship for quite some time. I don't know if I was the only one that noticed that, but she had covered up to accept the blows. So, so I'll let Demetra lead us into this. And let me say this, a man should not use that sort of violence against a woman at any time,
So anyway, y'all, thank you so much for the love and care and avenge the ancestors. I think that was you that, yes, thank you for the donation. I love and appreciate you for that. All right, so I'm sweating already. I'm tired. Okay, so listen, as you guys may or may not know, and Donovan kind of talked about it just a little bit. Of course, we heard the revelation, if you will, of Diddy and what he was accused of with that of Cassie Ventura, who was his girlfriend, a singer as well. course, we heard, I think it was November of last year, that she dropped a lawsuit, multi-million-dollar, undisclosed, I should say, lawsuit against him for the horrors that he exacted upon her through their time together. It sounds like they met in 2005. They broke up around, I think it was 2016, 17, somewhere around there. Maybe even a little bit long, I think 19 or something like that, whatever it was. So nevertheless, at first he was like, no, I'm not, gonna honor this request. And then less than 24 hours later, he decided to settle with Cassie. And then so we know from that point on, there's been several people making accusations and or filing lawsuits against Diddy and, accusing him of some of the same stuff that Cassie accused him of. Now, we should also say that Diddy's reputation, brother love now is what they call him, it precedes him. Rather, he's been that accused of those things for years since he's been in the industry, from anything from unaliving people and all around that. He's been accused of those things. So, of course, we know not too long ago, the feds did run up into his homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And they also detained two of his sons. Sounds like Diddy was not there, although they knew where he was. And doesn't seem like anything came out of that. Now, as Donovan said, and I've seen that speculated as well, other places, some feel, and then there's no confirmation of it, that the feds might have gotten a hold of that particular video when they raided his home. And they released it because, as you also know, the statute of limitations is up in Los Angeles. Of the video that Donovan is speaking of course, I will not play it here because it will get me in trouble. And I think everybody's seen it by now, where CNN released a video of Diddy in 2016. I think it was March 2016 in Los Angeles at a hotel where Cassie, in several video monitor angles, Cassie is seen waiting for an elevator to open, if you will. She's putting on her shoes. Mind you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed that she was running down the hallway or walking down the hallway without her shoes. She stopped to put them on. And at that moment, Diddy comes around the corner, donning only a bath towel. And he did some pretty heinous things to her. He stomped her, he kicked her, he grabbed her up, and then he was dragging her. Now, mind you, this man dragged her with one hand. He gathered up the stuff that she had by the elevator, was holding on to the towel, and dragged her, quite a few feet. Then also within that video, you can see him sitting on a chair, and he was throwing things, so like vases and things like that. Now, some people might wonder, well, why didn't anybody come out of there? It's from what I understand, as I was told, it's not unusual for him and other people to rent out whole floors so that they have extreme privacy. No one else is on those floors with them. So that is probably why we didn't see anybody peer out of their door or, look and see what was going on. And anybody who stayed in a hotel, and even a nice hotel, right? Like I've stayed in penthouses and things like that. Those walls are very thick. And the floors are very thick. So it's not like your standard motel, hotel, right? Where you can hear everything the other person is saying in the room. You really have extreme privacy. So that would probably explain it. And so you know what? I actually jumped my own, another story that I was going to say. I'm going to show y'all the video. And Donovan, it's your fault. So I'm going to show y'all the video of Diddy actually apologizing, because that video came out. The other things I want y'all to ponder is why.
And it was totally insincere, that video.
We're going to see. But before I do that, I actually meant to do something else before. Today would have been dear brother minister Malcolm X's 99th birthday. He was born May 19th. 1925, and he was murdered, if you will, February 21st, 1965. So, of course, we know that he was with the Nation of Islam. Then he went off on his own. And some even say that he was entertaining going back, had some conversations with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But, of course, he was speaking at the Abadan Ballroom in New York, where he was assassinated. For many years, people speculated that the Nation of Islam has something to do with it, as it sounds like some brothers who may or may not have been affiliated, maybe they infiltrated, if you will. Nation of Islam were used by the FBI. The FBI has recently, within the last couple of years, said that they were behind what happened to Brother Malcolm X. But as I always say here, I don't really post about Malcolm much, but I think it's, out of respect that we talk about it just briefly, is because often people are talking Malcolm, but they're not walking Malcolm. Even to this day in 2024, on his 99th birthday, we as Black people are still no better off than we were when he took his last breath in 1965. And so I think the best way to honor our dear ancestor is to do the things that he was asking us to do. And that was, of course, because he was Nation of Islam, wasn't at the time, but as accept your own and be yourself, right? Do for self was the battle cry even when he took his last breath. And so here we are as Black people in America still struggling with that. And it's even kind of a crazy tie-in that we're going to talk about somebody like Diddy. Now, for one, I'm going to talk about him because it was majorly requested. And two, I want to try to make some sense out of it. And so once again, happy 99th birthday to that of Brother Minister Malcolm X. So anyway, let's go ahead and go into the video that I wanted to show you guys. So, and hello to everybody that came on here. I'm sorry I could not acknowledge everybody, but I will, you know how I get down. I will get to y'all comments. So just give me one moment here so I can set this up. This one I had to do a different way for some reason. Okay. So this is going to be Diddy, Brother Love's apology for what he got caught doing to that of Cassie Ventura.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Okay, so let's move Brother Love. So, of course, y'all heard what he said. He basically also said that he's not asking for forgiveness. He is committed to being a better man. He's seeking professional help via therapy and all of that. Of course, as I said, too, that came off the heels of him being, there was no, how can I say this, R. Kellying that wasn't me. That was somebody. There was no way he could do that. It was him doing and it's funny because I knew he was going to do that because I was telling my daughter, I said, if he's smart and his people are smart, they would just say, okay, the gig is up. We're not going to keep putting up all these, we didn't do it, he didn't do it, because when Cassie first came out with her lawsuit, he put up and a couple other people came forward. He put up a statement that said enough is enough and some other stuff. He didn't do it and blah, blah, blah. And I have a background in public relations. So I knew that he was going to do that. I think it was best that he did it. Now, whether he's sincere or not, I don't know. I just think that was the best thing for me, in my opinion, for him to just take it head on and admit what he did. The cold part about that is Diddy, Brother Love, and I get maybe why he's calling himself Brother Love, because maybe he was in, transformation. He started calling himself that a couple of years ago, but now I guess we know why. The part that I really, really hate about the apology now is that he allowed Cassie to be dragged, and there's still people dragging Cassie, men and women. Okay, that ain't just men. It's women out there. He allowed Cassie to be dragged from here to there by everybody you can think of. Oh, it's a money grab. She lying. Why now? It was so long ago. And even still, I'm going to put this up here because I think this is very profound. And I promise y'all, I'm going to get to y'all comments. If y'all really want me to read y'all comments, slow down on the typing. All right, so I'm going to put this up because I really, really think this speaks to how I feel, okay? Let's see. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so this is from brother Tony Baker. He is a comedian. Y'all probably know him. He does the voiceovers for pets that are doing stuff, and he makes it really funny and stuff like that, right? And so he put this on his Instagrams where I saw it, and he says, some of you can look dead at and I blanked out some of those words, dead at a video of a woman getting beaten by a man, quote unquote. I love how you put that in quotes, snatched, kicked, and dragged. And y'all will still sit up here and ask, why did she stay? Why didn't she leave? What took so long? The mindset is disgusting to me. Never asking, why are you doing this to her? What kind of monster does this? What kind of BA, let's say ban, okay, does this? Asking BS questions when women are assaulted. Why was she wearing that? Why did she put herself in that situation? And as I said, I co-sign that 100% because you still to this day have people asking that question, and they were asking that question when Cassie decided to file her lawsuit, okay? So I'm looking at a lot of people and I'm like, oh, now y'all have to see the video of him actually doing that to her before you say, oh, well, I believe it now, he's a horrible person. The other thing is, even before Cassie came along, many people were saying that Diddy was a horrible person, but everybody kept on, you know, he's a great guy, he's this, he's that, dismissing it. You know, even Albie Shore hasn't really come out and said what happened, but he has alluded to, I think we can safely say that Diddy probably has something to do with him falling ill all of a sudden. I tell y'all, I saw Albie Shore maybe 2 weeks before he got really sick at the Galleria Mall, and he was a bill of health. He looked good. He smelled good. He was okay. I'm calming down, but he looked good. Okay. And then shortly after that, he was in a coma where all of his organs pretty much shut down. So, you know where I'm going with that. But is Diddy sincere? I don't know. I'm going to say this because Black America told me once, you always wait until the end to say what you feel. I'm going to put my opinion out there. I think Diddy is a horrible person. I believe he's always been a horrible person. And I think he's done a lot of deviousness, if that's even a word, to a lot of people. And a lot of people co-signed it, explained it away, giving him children and a whole bunch of other things. Now, on the other side, because I do believe in redemption and I do believe in evolution, I think if Diddy is serious about being sorry, that's really only for him to know. But I think the only people it matters to, I think it matters to his fans to a degree because people believed in him, right? But I think it matters to the people that he harmed. I think if they're willing to forgive him, then whatever. But the other thing we know is there's this thing called karma. What goes around comes around. And the universe says that what you put out there comes back to you, right? So that he was seen doing that, and we know there's a lot of things that he's done, he's got to get that back. Will he go to jail? I don't know. But he's got to get that back. And a lot of times people apologize, especially people where he is, it's because they want to get back to where they were. Now, if you watch Diddy, even after this, he was posting and, you know, kind of going back to how things were. And then, bam, this tape gets dropped. So the questions that I have for y'all, why did the tape get dropped? Why now? So Donovan, and I promise y'all I'm gonna get to y'all comments.
Yeah, I just want to say this real quick because I know you want to get to the comments. If you guys saw the video, did you guys notice, and a lot of the people who are asking, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she do this, whatever, in relationships, there's all kinds of people don't leave because of the kids, because of this, the money, whatever. That's really irrelevant. But in this particular video, which you're not going to hear because there's no sound to the video, but in the narrative, it is said, after getting hit in the face, Miss Ventura decided to leave, and as she was leaving, he was still assaulting her. That paraphrasing is in the statement, and that's exactly what we saw in the video. So when people bring up the fact of, well, why didn't she leave? She tried to leave, and numerous times when she went to Florida and tried to distance herself from this man, it is, I think it's fact, it's not even alleged. AR representatives would contact her telling her to get back with Diddy. They won't release her single. She was being blackmailed to do these things, and whatever the deal is. This is over a 10-year period. She consistently tried to leave, which goes to prove the point that this particular Negro is horrible. Horrible. Now, the story of Diddy is that his father was murdered or whatever, but his father was a horrible person allegedly from what people were saying, whatever, but he was murdered in the streets or whatever the deal is. Now, I'm not saying that makes it a bad person, but the point is, in relationships, forget relationships, in this particular instance, she is trying to get on the elevator and leave. There is no excuse for a man to run after her in a towel and assault her. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Thank you, Rhondas. I love and appreciate you for that, for the subscription. All right, so let me get down. I've spoken enough. DJ Charisma says, I can't wait to hear his BS apology. Okay, so I'm going to catch up because by now you guys have heard it. And Roa, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for that. Mala Factor, what's going on with you? Red Ninja, what's going up? What's going up? What's going on, I should say. Easy, you say videos and pictures really show your true self. Take that, right. Yeah, he cannot deny that. And, like I said, I knew he was going to come forward with some sort of an explanation. And it is also said that, I guess she said he was drunk and, roughed her up before she took off in that out of that hotel room. So he says, he was not himself and all that other stuff. But it's like, Diddy, what about all them other times they said you wasn't yourself,
Right.
So
and let me add to that too. Did you guys notice in his apology he talked about he sought professional help, this didn't happen. Didn't recently Young Miami in this indictment of the feds that he wanted pink cocaine or something like that. So he's still addicted to whatever it is he's using as an excuse to his behavior. At least that's what I picked up from it.
Yeah, I just think I don't know. And then also should be said too that his son, what's his name? Christian
King Combs.
Yeah, I think his name is Christian, if I'm not mistaken. He makes a diss track against 50 because y'all know 50 been riding down. He been riding down, not giving Brother Love no breaks at all. He was like, and I'm like, 50 knows something. And he also trying to bring Jay-Z into the mix, he being 50. So he was like, why is he so quiet? Where has he been? So I don't know. We're going to see 2024 is shaping up to be a doozy. And Easy says, I'm not buying it. He got caught. If not, I've been doing the same stuff. I tend to agree with you. I think he just got caught, and it's like, gosh, I can't explain that away, Yeah, and Mike, he says, let's not forget he's an actor. And Kesha, I think that's how you told us to say, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Dorothy says, not interested in him getting therapy. His transformations are very schizophrenic. He may be, right? And Doobie Funk 3000, how you doing? Say Trump for president. Okay. Black America, how you doing? Says, do people really care about what happened? I don't know. Do they? Hey, Judge, how you doing? ARE Radio, how you doing? Says, I would have said that ain't me in the video, you crazy. Juggernaut, how you doing? Says, why the camera footage exposed now after being surfaced 50 years ago aside from Diddy paid them off? Those in the hotel should be investigated as well. Yeah, another thing is, do they have a duty to report? Do they have a duty to, are they mandated reporters or any the capacity? Cassie was an adult then. So I don't know, Big Money speaks a lot. And Diddy's not the first person to pay off people to suppress stuff. It's not rare, right? But
yeah, isn't Donald Trump going through a bogus trial right now for doing just that?
Right, with the Inquirer. And Shan, how you doing? Say hello. How's everything going with you all on the Sunday? It's going well. No complaints. Mindful Moments, how you doing? Says, sad to say, this is common in our community. This is why women don't report, and the cycle continues. The same demons run rampant because they are not held accountable, along with other kinds of abuse. I would definitely agree with that. Okay, let me skip down here. And OM648, how you doing? Says Babylon. Yes, indeed. Dorothy said he's a demon seed. All right, so let me skip down. And one who cares, how you doing? Says you're absolutely correct, Dimitri K. Diddy is a rotten, horrible person. Yep, and he's been that for a long time, but he's got a lot of people who are like, you know, Doe, how you doing? Says that video doesn't look like he's serious. Nah, I think his PR team was like, yo, you gonna have to address this and don't be up on there talking about you didn't do it either. Hey, Ja, how you doing? Respect to you as well. Easy said that video confirmed his abuse. Oh yeah, there is no, getting around that. All right, Bait Racks, how you doing? Long time no see. And Mr. Roberts, how you doing? Says void in spaces pre-positive. They cannot exist due to the repetitiveness goes on ampersand and endlessly. All right. Tanaya, how you doing? Says, hey, Dimitri and Donovan, I guarantee many of the men in the comments are abusers too. It's prevalent within the Black community for generations. See, we was doing so well, but how you doing? Psycho Mantis, how you doing? Says, if you imagine you pointed the finger at the white ma'am, is that what it says? Okay, so let me skip down. Monet, how you doing? I hope you're doing well this Sunday. Deepon, one, how you doing? He says, is the white media using some of our people to condemn a Black person? Where was the smoke towards Dana White when he beat the ish out of his wife? Yeah, and I want to say to that argument too, y'all, please don't mistake me in, being a jerk, because I'm not. White people are running this thing we call America. White people mostly own the white media. So that being said, they're not going to hold their own people to the same account that they hold everybody else. That system was designed to do exactly what it's doing for them. I don't know if you guys heard about that golfer, the number one golfer in the world. And don't ask me his name because I don't know his name. However, he was on his way to the PGA Tour, I guess it is. He was getting ready to kick off soon. And someone had died in a bus accident. And so they had it all blocked off. And he was going to get through there anyway. Got into a scuffle with a police officer. And he ended up getting arrested. They let him out. And he made it to, his golf tournament and all of that. And so, of course, a lot of conversation was going on. Well, if that had been a Black man doing that, and a police officer was Black, if a black man was doing that he wouldn't have been out of jail. He would have gotten in trouble or worse. Then I'm like, I hate that argument only because we know that white people run the show, okay? Black people, we continuously do the stuff that is adverse to us doing something like owning our own media. We tell you about the africandiasporanews.org. How many people have actually gone over there, sign up? That's Black media. But we'd rather stay plugged in to white people's stuff and then be mad because they don't respect us. So when we start building our own things, see, that's the stuff that Malcolm X, is his birthday, right? We're going to walk Malcolm and not talk Malcolm. He was talking about that kind of stuff. Let's build our own stuff. Malcolm X's daddy was a Garveyite who said, up you mighty nation, accomplish what you will. So we can no longer keep getting mad over how white people do us when we won't build our own stuff. It's a nonsensical argument at this point. And Deepon, one, I'm not saying it's about you. I'm just giving it a general conversation. So Igbu, how you doing? It says mandated reporters are school and college employees. That's it. So right. So that's what I'm saying. She's an adult. So, let's see here. Seth, how you doing? It says stop acting like women don't lie about being assaulted. Yeah, but see, that's the other fallacy in this argument is that, yes, women do lie about being assaulted, but that woman did not lie about being assaulted. And when you all, men and women, see, not this is the tired Demetra, you men and women say stuff like that, it's that big giant but. It's that big giant comma that cancels out Cassie being abused. So y'all trying to make it synonymous that women do lie with Cassie's situation. Women do lie, but that has nothing to do with Cassie telling the truth about herself being abused. See, what we need to do is be more logical. And that's why I said I hate the internet sometimes because we go off of all these narratives. And then I saw this one joker, y'all call his name Dennis Sperling. A lot of y'all dudes follow behind him. And he's still to this day basically saying, it's her fault for chasing money. To this day, he is saying that even after seeing that video. So we got to stop drawing these false dichotomies of things, right? We know women lie. I'm a woman. They do be lying. But Cassie told the truth. Okay. Ms. White, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. It says, why put this tape out after Sean settled with Cassie? That is the question. Why? You know, but it doesn't help that his son was thumbing the nose at the FBI talking about they ran up in the wrong house. We had what they was looking for next door. Now, y'all, if that happened, he released that disc tape or a track, whatever, against 50, saying that. And then a couple of days later, that tape dropped. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. So sometimes it behooves us. We got people in our circle that talk too much. Tell them to shut up. Be quiet. Because I don't know why Diddy didn't tell all those people in his circle to shut your mouth. Those diss tracks, don't say nothing. But for whatever reason, he didn't. And here we are. So I'm just saying. Easy.
But doesn't that go and show you the type of man and children that he is raising, to where there's no accountability to anything? Money trumps everything. And we hear it in the songs, we hear it in the culture, we hear it in all kinds of stuff like that. And for his son to respond and get into business that wasn't really his, that tells you a lot about how this man views his standing in the world.
Yeah, well, his son is also listed in those some of those the one that Lil Rob, I think his name is, somebody. Both sons are actually listed in doing some pretty nefarious things. So, hey, Wild Williams, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Clubber Lane, how are you doing? It says Joe DiMaggio physically abused Marilyn Monroe every day. I mean, yeah, we're not saying that we know that kind of stuff go on, but see, Marilyn Monroe and them was running around, they ain't had no social media, you know, so that kind of stuff typically got swept under the rug.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys, and I'm not trying to name drop or anything like that, but I think Tasha K interviewed a side chick of Diddy's who alleged abuse as well, about things that he would do, whatever the deal is. And I think Young Miami called her out. I don't even know who Young Miami, the little black girl he was messing with, had called her out. But the girl that Young Miami called out is the side chick. She's the Asian girl. And she was on Tasha K, and she was alleging getting beaten and all kinds of stuff that goes on. So if this tape happened 10 years ago and this woman's recently been getting beat, or it was in a relationship with Diddy, how much changing has he done?
Right. Shani says, I've been on African Diaspora News. I even told my parents about it too. Love and appreciate you for that, because that's how we are going to overcome us always talking about why they doing that to us. You know, hey, Al, how you doing? It says Channing Chowder said, any man that wants to hit a woman, come hit me. Right. You know, and I will say big ups to all the men out there that are thoroughly disgusted and said that they would love for Diddy just to be in the ring with him just a couple of minutes, you know? So, yeah. And like I said, I've seen men and women defend Diddy even today, you know? And Kim, how you doing? You says the hotel no longer exists. So that hotel no longer exists. And I don't even know which one it is. Which one is it? If you don't mind me asking. Did I get to the bottom? Oh my God, I cannot believe it.
I think the hotel exists. I think the management has changed or whatever. You know how they like, it goes from the Marriott to the whatever and whatever. So because I don't think they imploded a hotel in LA. So.
Yeah, and Clubber says Joe DiMaggio abused Marilyn Daly. He has statues. The Kennedy brothers also abuse her. They're called heroes. Let that sink in. You know, and then there's also be people who will say, well, why didn't she stay? Or why did she stay? Which I think is a valid question. But I think what happens is when and listen, I always tell you, I ain't never been abused. I've been in some, you know, shoving matches with boyfriends, you know, back in the day when I was 20-ish learning. So I've never really had that happen to me. But I know a plethora of people, men and women, that have been abused by their partner. And for us that have never been in that situation per se, it's easy to say, why didn't you leave? Now, I want us to, come on, everybody. I'm going to put my thinking cap over my smash down afro, okay? This is the dew of the summer until it gets cold. Nevertheless, let's put on our thinking caps. We saw Cassie doing what in that video? We saw her leaving, did we not? We saw her leaving. Then you got, oh, I'm trying to be nice. You got people who they don't think so well. Why didn't she leave? Did you not see that lady leaving? She's also said in her lawsuit that she was trafficked, kidnapped, whole host of stuff. Now, I'm not a lawyer, okay, but I know a little bit. We saw Cassie at that elevator. We saw him dragging her, what? Against her will. When you take somebody from one area to another against their will, that is called kidnapping. She has said he did that to her on a numerous of occasions, but then you have people whose brains are the size of a peanut will still ask, why didn't she leave? Are you for real?
Right. And then you also have people that keep asking the question, well, why did the tape come out now? Why did this come out now? How many times has it been said when white supremacy is done with its tools, it breaks them. It breaks them. Look at every tool that has been used by white supremacy. And what was the end result? They're gone. They're finished, disgraced, whatever it is. They're going to do anything they can because they're done with them. And I personally, not Demetra, I personally think this man has done what he's done for all these years, and he's outlived his usefulness. And now it's the chickens are coming home to roost in regards to using him. Because remember, vote or die, all these little things that he would do in regards to the Democratic Party or whatever, that, whenever they needed to use them, look at all these stars out here that they use, and these people with high names and fame, oh, do this, and they lead Black people astray and all this other stuff. But when they're done with them, they're done. You got Omarosa. You could name all these people. Candace Owens is another one right now. So that's why this stuff comes out, because they're done with them, in my opinion.
It's possible. And Judge says, would she have stayed if Diddy was broke? I think that's a fair question to ask. I have women leave me for way less than what Diddy has done. Okay. You think it's a fair question to ask? I again, and Judge, I love you, but I think it also takes away from the real conversation of him doing what he did, because the other thing is saying that for me, I don't care if you're rich or you broke. You shouldn't be beating nobody. You know what I'm saying? Why can't she be with a wealthy man that doesn't beat her? You know what I mean? And y'all keep saying, would she have stayed? And I think you probably wrote that comment after I said what I said. Cassie was trying to leave this man a copious amount of time. So I just think people, I don't know. It's easy I don't know why it's so easy to demonize the victim, and I know for a lot of people, Diddy was their hero and all of that. But I'm baffled as to why people try to make her the problem when the problem is, what he was doing to her, and him doing that probably pales in comparison to the things that we don't know he did to her. So.
Yeah, I would think it's more to people who want to get rich one day. Even though we know the rich people are fleecing us shamelessly and blindlessly, and there's no laws to stop them from doing what they're doing as they're forming corporations. The reason why we don't do anything about it is the fact that we one day want to ascend to be rich ourselves. And we don't want those very laws to take away from us as well. So when it comes to these fames and celebrity, especially if you're from the East Coast, this guy put a lot of stuff on the map, put a lot of artists on. Of course, he screwed them over. But the point is, he had access to a lot of stuff, right? So you want to be famous and stuff. This is a guy that you would want to get behind you. Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that goes on, and we overlook things that we might not find acceptable in regards to, this guy's a monster, but guess what? He's going to put me on Bad Boy or whatever, and I'm going to make millions of dollars. He can be the Sunset Producers. We always have these excuses because we see fame before we see righteousness.
Yes, indeed. And I'm just reading your comments. In Mindful Moments, she says, I'm surprised we haven't heard Candace Owens, another white supremacist tool. Yeah, there's no telling where she is Norris, she says, grads at Morehouse didn't stand when Biden was introduced, and some sat with their backs to him. I did see that. I just think it's still a shame that their president likes to dance on sand, if you will, and he just couldn't help going against the wishes of the student body to invite Biden, who has been very adverse to Black men. And, they're also citing the war in Palestine, or in the Middle East, I should say. That's sickening that, people are still in love with white folks to the point of you couldn't tell him you can't show up when doggone well he was going to pander, So let's see here. One Who Cares says exactly. Donovan Diddy is a rap by. And Shaborn Davis, how you doing? Says, yeah, people like Dr. Umar commenting on this situation. I saw something, but I don't know exactly what it was that he said. Samuel C says, any man who puts his hands on puts their hands on a woman or violently beating up a woman is a B word. And if so-called man who defends it, they are also B words too. I co-sign that. I co-sign every word you said. Avenged Ancestor says, you're absolutely right, Brother Don. He's definitely a broken tool. Dorothy says, and did I say hello to you if I didn't already? How you doing? Says, I've seen this type of abuse happen. Poor women too. Right. Money only magnifies who you are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is up with this argument of because he's wealthy, she stayed? There's women who stay with men who ain't got two pinto beans to run together, and they still stay or are prohibited from leaving, which is why you have shelters and where they hide women and all kind of stuff, which is why a lot of women get these restraining orders that don't work. Because if a man or anybody for that matter is out to get you, they gonna get you. Ain't no piece of paper gonna stop them from getting you. So there's people, we read and hear about this all day long of domestic violence victims doing all that they can to stay out of that, but they're hunted down. There was a sister not too long ago where the man, oh gosh, I don't know, she wasn't with him for years and he got out of prison. They didn't tell him. He showed up at her house and took her out. I think he shot her son too, if I'm not. No, he didn't kill her. He shot her son. Shot them both and shot her son and killed him. So, this asking this very remedial question as to why don't people leave? Are there some people who stay because they like it? Yeah, I guess. But I think most don't stay because they like it. I think they stay because they're scared to leave. Let's see. And Yvette, how you doing? Shonda, what's going on with you? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. And Shaborn says, just look at how crazy money is making rich people act. Yeah, and making people act who want to get the money, right? And Kim says, ain't never been no hero to me, and I'm from Brownsville. Right. But, some people are, and then this other conversation that's going around. Oh, why they keep trying to take down these successful Black men? I'm like, do you really want to include Diddy in that conversation? Because I believe they do try to take down successful Black men, but are they doing it because Diddy is successful? Just asking. Deepon One, you says Diddy won his lawsuit against some super rich white man back in October. This is payback. White supremacist is making an example. Which lawsuit did he win? Because from what I'm not mistaken, that his alcohol company, he didn't win. He was trying to sue them for discrimination because they gave George Clooney and his Casamigos brand, paid him $1 billion, from what I understand. So Diddy was like, yo, why y'all paying him that kind of money and not me? So he was citing a discrimination, and the lawsuit was dropped. And then they dropped him. I don't know if it was after that or after Cassie, her lawsuit. So I'm not sure which lawsuit he won, but please fill me in. Your average logical thinker says, Umar had a lot to say about defending Black men who, I should have read that. The lawsuit came out, but after the video, he says, we have other things to focus on. I believe I did see that. Hey, Brother Samuel, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Samuel C. says, Ryan Clark from the Pivot Podcast and ESPN said Puffy is a B. Yep. Definitely. Hey, Brother Don, how you doing? Let's see here. OM648, he says, everybody has a price. Question is, do you want to sell your soul for it? Good question. And you know what the crazy part is? A lot of people do without even knowing they're doing it. Kendrick, how you doing? Says, too many distractions going on, people. I totally agree. T-Bone, how you doing? Says, Diddy can kick rocks. Next topic. We are about to move on to the next one because, oh my God. Candy says, it's called the abuse cycle. People abuse for so long, be abused for so long until they have the courage to break free. Is not money. Yes, but that's what some people would like to think, you know. Judge says, I'm from Texas, not New York. What I care about New York. Valerie, how you doing? Says Biden is trying hard to get Black Americans involved in that Israel-Gaza war, which has nothing to do with Black Americans. I tend to think Biden would want us to forget about it, you know. Harmony, peace, and tranquility. How you doing? Said Diddy apology wasn't sincere. He is apologizing that he got caught. He is attempting to save his finances, millions. It appears he is a narcissist and compulsive liar. You think? Yvette, he says domestic violence is a real thing. Anyone asking why she didn't leave probably clapped when Oprah said, if you do it right, a child will like the ex. Yeah, I saw that. Thunder says, Don, you're right. Fame before righteousness and dollars before dignity. Most of us can relate to this if we're employed, taking crap on the job. Okay. Maya Sisters, how you doing? Says military veteran, not a Biden-Harris supporter. Disagree with Morehouse students giving Biden the back. Show respect for the office of the presidency. Yeah, I think ordinarily, but they were very clear that they didn't want him there in the first place. But the president was like, too bad, he's coming. So they kind of knew, but they said for the most part it was respectful. That's okay, Yvette. Let's see here. Deep Honey says she left since 2016. But see, you also got to remember that in New York, there was a statute of limitations that was running out. And so survivors or people who were victims of abuse and stuff, they had to file. Otherwise, they would be off the table forever. Also, I think if you guys had watched Diddy, y'all remember when he got the Icon Award, I can't remember who gave it to him, but he got one nevertheless. And Carisha was standing up there with the sign saying, go Poppy or whatever it was. In that speech, he says, I want to thank Cassie. I want to thank Kim. And then he kept on saying things here and there about Cassie. Now, y'all know Cassie is married, got a child and everything. And he kept on bringing her up, talking about a man and stuff. So, you know, I think Cassie was like, this man is never going to leave me alone. Even I'm not even there anymore. And he's still, you know, messing with me. And that's a form of abuse, whether you know it or not. You know, to keep needling and verbally, you know, antagonizing people, that's still abuse. So to me, Diddy never let her go, even though she left. So I'm glad to hear that.
He definitely destroyed her career. When these guys get into these contracts and they don't release your albums and stuff, like he definitely destroyed her career. Yeah.
Yeah, Thunder says, DK, what is it called when someone takes something from you and uses it to make you stay in a toxic relationship environment? I believe it to be a Svengali sort of relationship. With Svengali is a man who, or I guess it can be a woman in some sense, where they have this just unexplainable control over that person, to where the person that's a victim is almost enamored by that person. Charles Manson had that. If you know anything about Charles Manson, I think it was in San Quentin, one of those very high, you know, maximum security prisons. Now, you guys know that Charlie Manson never did anything to anybody. He was the ringleader, but they would not keep Charles Manson near anybody in those cells. For one, inmates were deathly afraid of him. And two, they, being the authorities, the guards and stuff, knew the mind control that Charles Manson had. So they didn't want him near anybody to influence. So I say that to say that's what it is. And it's also a thing called Stockholm syndrome, right? Where it's kind of the same thing, where you sympathize with your captors, your abusers, you feel for them. And that really came to prominence during the Patty Hearst ordeal. She was an heiress to the Hearst fortune, and she was kidnapped by was it PLO or one of those extremist groups, if you will. And they saw her on camera helping them rob a bank, so she became one of them when she was initially kidnapped as a hostage. So there's a lot of it's a really a lot of psychological and emotional things going on with that. Let's see. Valerie says most men that hit women always sorry later, but they're the lowest form of male there is. Yeah, and that's part of the abuse cycle. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I did it because I love you, you know, that kind of thing. And Kesha says Diddy was in full control of her life. He used all of his minions like a well-oiled syndicate to keep Cassie shackled to him. It's a little like asking why sharecroppers didn't leave the plantation. Come on now. Shonda says, my mother-in-law is a domestic abuse survivor. I watched a beautiful woman wither away. This issue is pervasive in our community, and too many people make excuses instead of change. Yeah.
I would disagree. You know, everybody says it's pervasive. It's pervasive in every community. Every community. So it's not just we're not some anomaly. It's pervasive in a lot of communities.
Well, I agree with that. I agree that it is pervasive in a lot of communities. I think we probably have I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. I think we tend to sweep stuff under the rug. And I say that to say is because many people are engulfed into your Diddy's and your R. Kelly's and all of those people. We know what they're doing, but it's like, you know damn well you got an uncle, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, because women do it too, down the street from you that's abusing people, children, all kind of stuff, and you won't even give that a conversation at Thanksgiving dinner. But here you are all up on the internet thugging about somebody else's situation. See, I'll take you seriously when you go tell on the people that you know that are doing that, and y'all sit up and watch sister so-and-so or your auntie, your mama, your grandma, or whoever sit up at Christmas dinner with both of her eyes black, and you know damn well who did it, but you never say nothing. You, a matter of fact, ask that sucker to pass the peas, but you never give it a conversation.
Yeah, and in my podcast, like I talk about what's going on in the city of Dalton with Tiffany Hinyard. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're black. You're beating on a black woman. You're talking bad about a black woman." No. I'm talking about bad government that is abusing black residents. 90% of Dalton is black. So you mean to tell me this woman can sit up there and abuse black residents, but we're not supposed to say anything about it because she's black? No, I want what's better. And like you said, somebody's got to stand up. It's like it's something in our community. We just let people abuse us and we just go about it. Same thing in Africa. You have the big warlords there. They just run roughshod over the people and they're just supposed to take it. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. And, and people are standing up. Videos are now showing and people are saying it. When I see women that are standing up for what that mayor is doing up in Dalton to the residents, mostly the elderly black people, it's a crying shame. Y'all attacking her because she's a woman. No, we're attacking her because it's bad government.
Yeah. And Sammy, see, you said the trial. Yep, Shine took the fall for that. I saw that he spoke on that. He says, I don't really want to talk about it, but it's over, whatever. But Shine was always very demonstrative that he didn't do it. He took the fall. And even the girl that got shot in her face says, I will even let y'all take the bullet out because it's still in there and examine where it came from. But she says, and she's always said that, but then it sounded like she kind of changed her testimony. Perhaps she got paid off, which I kind of heard that. She's always said that it was Diddy that fired the weapon and not Shine. So Easy says, what about coercion? It's a form of sorcery. Oh, yeah, coercion. And sometimes coercion is very mild. Come on. If you love me, you would do it. And sometimes coercion is, I'm going to beat you if you don't do what I say. See what I'm saying? So definitely. Okay. I'm about to switch topics in just a second. And Dustin, how you doing? Says Charles Manson was a master manipulator. They had to pin new legislation to cage him. Diddy is an abuser and extortionist. Yep. Charlie Manson, there, he was a cold piece, boy. He didn't do anything like that to nobody. As his the Helter Skelter crew, if you will. But yeah, they was like, nah, sucker, you got that mind control. We need people to stay away from you. You also say Cassie learned how to play chess. She's the first person in history to have her cake and eat it too. This took patience. Yeah, I agree. And I think that she deserves every dime that she got for what was done to her, whatever that was. And King Shaw says, Diddy been beating up women for years, and I'm not surprised. Yeah, that is true. But all those people around him, Jay-Z's and your Pharrells and all of them, they knew he was doing it, and they attended his parties and all kind of stuff. And just, you're not going to tell me they didn't know what he was doing to Cassie or anybody else in her circle. Sounds like some of them was doing it too. I don't know, allegedly. Arneva says, drama is pervasive in everyone's life. You ain't lying. Judge says, we created the Diddy's and R. Kelly's. They have the power because of our support, even when we know they're get down for years. Yep. Ashanda says, the Institute of Women Policy Research shows that 31% of all women will experience domestic violence. For Black women, the statistic is 40% or more. Okay. Nora says, I wish we had Black politicians that thought like Mr. Mays, oh man, Dimitri Donovan, oh, thank you so much. He says, even though Donovan is overseas half the time, I think he still get more done. Yes, and Mission Vision, how you doing? And Missy, how you doing? Says exactly. She tried to leave, right? He's a mogul in the industry. Footage alone should have made security call the police, but they didn't because they were paid off. You know they were, because there was cameras everywhere in that hotel. I mean, they had him from every angle. So somebody saw it and he went downstairs and like, yo, how much is it going to take? How many racks do you need? You know? And I'm sure somebody working security is probably making a little bit more than minimum wage. Like, shit, you ain't said nothing to me. All right. And Roz, how you doing? Says we're forgiving people to our detriment. Yep. I'm one of those people. I don't think all things are forgivable. I think some things are not. King Shaw says the hotel should be charged as well, too, because they hid the evidence. While Williams, you're back. Okay. And Dustin says the feds are looking at any silent supporters. They're establishing a network. This won't end well. I think I agree with you. There's something going on, and the other shoe is about to drop. Judge says, I'm not a person you can handle me any kind of way, or no career is worth that. Why? I don't understand the situation. I'm just not built that way. Yeah, a lot of people aren't, but you guys got to remember too, Cassie was 19 when she entered into a relationship with Diddy. And she didn't even go to hang out with
Diddy. It was a forced relationship.
Yeah, she didn't hang out, go out to hang out with Diddy for that. She went to do a record. They were going to do, record music, and there she was in a relationship with him. So, you got to keep that in mind. 19 chronologically is an adult, but it's still a kid in every way, shape, or form. She's, probably bright-eyed, naive girl going to strike it big and to be a recording artist, and she ends up in a relationship with a significantly older man. So, hey, Miss Sweets, how you doing? And Doe says, just listen to their songs. They tell on themselves and the lyrics. Yes, some of them do. And some of them just be lying. Samuel C. says, the only brother love I know was from the WWFE. When I was a kid, anybody who's an old school wrestling fan knows what I'm talking about.
Red face, pink. He's always pink faced. Brother love. Never
heard of him. Ashana says 50 Cent said if he apologized, it's because the feds have way more damning evidence than the hotel tape, and it's over for him. I think it's really because he's trying to get his life back on track. He misses being he's a megalomaniac. He likes the attention. He likes to control, and he's not able to do that because he's been hiding in the shadows due to him being exposed. So, and not only is he doing that to women, he's doing it to men. So I think he just wants to get back to, life as usual. I think.
The man is in his 50s and he's still trying to act like he's in his 20s. Those days are gone. See, that's what kills me about people. Let these young people live their time in their life. I mean, there comes a time you just got to move on. Jesus Christ. Demetra sent me a video about some old ladies partying, and I was just like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. Macy says, what Stephen, it's funny because I was having this conversation with my daughter earlier. Says, what was Steve and Marjorie thinking to see Lori dating that monster Diddy? Yeah, they were sitting at a table with him. They're all on vacation together, and he's dating Lori Harvey, who, I don't know, probably was young, 20s at the time. Now, mind you, she also dated Diddy's son before that, and Marjorie and Steve were sitting right there, and it's like, y'all, you mean to tell me y'all ain't heard? Again, I guess his daughter's adult. She's do what she wants, but I wouldn't have been sitting at the table with him. And so I'm wondering, I just say this, Steve better not open his mouth and say nothing about it, because you sat your daughter, who's very young, at the table with Diddy, and y'all went on vacation together. So, yeah. All right, so let's see. There's one other comment I wanted to acknowledge before we move on. Right at the hour mark, we're doing well. King Shaw says, why did nobody hear anything in the rooms? If they, I know they heard Diddy beating up that girl. Somebody had to peep that through the door, because he probably rented out the floor. And when you're on the penthouse level, the walls are thick. The floors are thick. You ain't hearing nothing. So that's probably why. All right. So y'all ready to move on? I think I heard you say yes. Okay. So there was this thing, I call it a cat fight, that happened in Congress a couple of days ago. Okay. Now, what it was Attorney General Merrick Garland the Congress was having a hearing whether he should be held in contempt because he was not wanting to comply with the subpoena of Biden. Of course, Biden and Hunter being accused of doing a whole lot of things, right? So Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, who I think is supposed to even operate independent from any political party, they were trying to see if he was going to be held into contempt. And what I'm about to show you took place. So let's see here. Hopefully it plays. If not, I have to go another way. Oh, no, that's not what I was trying to do. Hold on 1 second. I got you. Then I'm going to share the link for you all. Video. 1 second. Okay. Is it this one? All right, this one. Then I'm going to show you the explanation. Y'all ready for this? Get your popcorn and all that. Here you go.
You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
And I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aw.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are going to move and we're going to take your words down.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Calm down.
No,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk noise and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Okay, so I'm going to remove that. All right, so again, that was Representative Jasmine Crockett from Georgia, and from Dallas, and Representative Marjorie Taylor-Greene from Georgia, and AOC from New York. AOC was the one that was like, don't you talk about somebody's appearance, oh baby girl, right? So y'all heard the things that were going forth. So it should be said that MTG is what they call her. The white woman started with the sister, talked about her eyelashes. Now what was going on is this, and I'll let her explain to y'all what was going on.
That is all that I need to tell her. Don't come for me. Listen, we showed up ready to work, and unfortunately, we could not have our hearing at 11 o'clock, even though this is a pointless hearing and it's ridiculous in and of itself that we needed to have it. But we showed up. They're in the majority. They set the agenda. This is what they want to do. This is what they believe is a priority for the American people. And they decided that they would skip work and go to New York to be involved in Trump's trial. And so then we get back at 8 p.m. and instead of focusing on what the task at hand was, which was whether or not AG Merrick Garland was going to be held in contempt of Congress, Marjorie Taylor-Greene started talking about Judge Merchan, which is why I asked her, do you know why we're here? And ultimately, it devolved into the debacle that it did. And the chairman actually broke the agreement that he made, which was that she was to be held to have her words taken down, which meant that she was then going to have to leave the committee, which would have helped everybody. He decided to change his ruling, and I decided to inquire through a point of inquiry about what could and couldn't be said.
Got you. All right, so y'all heard her explain what the go down was. So I'm gonna remove this. So again, those are our Congress members. We know that Marjorie Taylor-Greene is a big time staunch Republican. She is probably one of Trump's most toughest defenders, if you will, and all of that. So she always says things that are just like, how did you even get in Congress? You know what I mean? She's been seen booing the president and just doing a lot of just nonsense, if you will. So of course y'all heard her say something about Jasmine's eyelashes, because she questioned her, like, do you know why we're here? Or maybe you can't see because your eyelashes are in the way. And then y'all heard the infamous sound bites, if you will, that has gone all over the world about her bleached blonde, bad built, butch body. So I'm gonna give my opinion up front, and then I will get into the comments and get Donovan's. I'm not a fan of Jasmine. I'm not a fan of Marjorie Taylor-Greene. I'm not a fan of Marjorie Taylor-Greene for the reasons that I told you. I think she's a distraction. I think I was going to say rest on pretty, but that's, I don't like, how can I say, I don't like Jasmine's policies because she capes so much for Biden. She has been seen saying, oh, well, when they talk about Hunter and the things that he's up to, basically leave him alone. And if what would you do? Biden is defending his son. What would you do? And, all that other stuff. And so I just don't like the extreme caping that she does for Biden at all. Because the stuff that Hunter is doing or has been accused of doing, if Trump was doing that, she would not be quiet, But I will say this, that's partially why our country runs the way it does. I've never in a million years, and I know there's a lot of wonkiness and silliness that goes on in Congress. But I never thought I'd see that. I'm not mad at Jasmine, though, for defending herself. I think sometimes you got to let a mofo know, don't play with me, okay? Because as I also heard her explain it, she says, if I'd not said nothing to her, she was going to keep trying me. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, Marjorie, the audacity. But see, that's the other thing about whiteness, especially from the females. They think all they have to do is have blonde hair, white skin, and blue eyes, and then they could just start throwing darts at people in regards to how they look. And the unfortunate part for her is that soundbite will forever describe her. No one else will ever talk about her policies, which we know she loves Trump, so anything he's for, she's for. No one will ever talk about her, anything in Congress. They'll always define her as that. When I tell you, I've seen people make country renditions of that sound bite and trap music, you name it. I've seen it everywhere. And every time you see Marjorie, you'll always hear that sound bite. But I just think it's a shame that in Congress, that is going on. But it sounds like too, Marjorie's counterparts did not want to say. What happens is if they would have, I think, stricken whatever it was she said, then she'd have to be removed from the hearing. So nevertheless, they didn't vote to remove her, but they allow Marjorie Taylor-Greene to continue on with her antics. And so, yeah, I think sometimes you got to get the razor blades and lemon juice out for people. Let them know I'm not the one. Donovan?
Interesting. It seems lately, within the last 15 or 20 years, as more and more women are coming into leadership and around the country and things, that they're doing things no different than men are, as far as the corruption and stuff goes, and talking points and all that other stuff. But the one thing that they are doing more so, and if you guys have been following the Dalton thing with Tiffany Henyard, she and that one trustee are constantly going at it. The henpecking and the fighting, just the one-upping each other, and the men are kind of just sitting there, kind of trying to figure it out. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying one thing is better than the other, but it's just amazing how the leadership is being done when there's a bunch. Women are very catty. Let's just say that they're very catty, and it just goes to the extreme. It goes to the extreme. It goes to the extreme. It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. And I'm not surprised at this at all. Again, I'm not a fan of the black woman, because she's a Democrat first before she's black. She's a Democrat first. So, this type of stuff is going to happen. Again, ladies, you guys do like to argue and talk. This is why men are a little bit more, and this is my opinion, men are a little bit more silent, because we know when we get in arguments with other men, it could get violent. And if you know the history of the United States, in the Senate, Andrew Jackson, I think it was in the House, there was like Raymond Burr and all the duels that would happen when you insulted the guy, whatever. And that's how heated it got to. So men know things could get heated to where there could be a lot of damage done. Whereas I think women, they just like to argue and just get catty, you know? So I'm not surprised by this. Everything she said was correct, but did the American people's work get done? No. Both of these parties engage in tomfoolery. And again, this is a Maxine Waters moment. All about the sound bites. Oh, look what I did. Hey, did you see me get MTG, whatever her name is? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and AOC got in there too. Oh, yeah, girl, we gave it to him, girl. Nothing got done. At the end of the day, nothing got done.
King Shaw, that part. Exactly. You know, wouldn't it be amazing if, you know, because Jasmine, people love her because she is kind of like Donovan. She's kind of like a young Maxine Waters. I always see people talk about her giving the Republicans the business and all this other stuff. And it's like, yeah, she does. But she just puts on the cape for Biden. It's like, girl, you don't know about the stuff that Biden has done to your people, but you sit up there, it's like, and I don't like to use the word, you know, mammy, so I won't, but it's something like that. You know, I got it. Nah, it's like she's Simone Sanders Jr., okay? You know, blocking for the president. It's like, did Biden ask you to maybe, I don't know, maybe and they probably love Jasmine Crockett because Black people glom onto the talking points, the sound bites, but it's like, scratch that. Because we know Marjorie Taylor-Greene is a fool, right? We know her people love her. She's a fool. She always gonna be a fool. She gonna die a fool. She gonna resurrect as a fool. She always gonna be a fool. But they know all they gotta do is give Black people some quick, cute little sound bites. I'm reclaiming my time and all this other stuff. And then we march to the polls and we vote for more of nothing. And all we got is a sound bite from Sister Girl. That's what she reminds me of. And I've called Jasmine Crockett Sister Girl even before this. So I don't want anybody to come for me because you guys are living in the moment because she said something cute. And I agree. I think she should defend herself. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm going to defend myself. Okay. So I don't have a problem with that necessarily. But it's just like that. Imagine Martians from Mars looking and saying, that's what they doing. That's what Congress is doing. Eyelashes and weaves and bad built bodies and that's what, and the women, even the dude was like, what now?
He was like, what's that again? The white guy was totally clueless.
Then, the other congressman, what's his name? Jamie Rankin, he was like, oh man. So yeah. Y'all got y'all another cute little sound bite. Okay, let me skip down a little bit, y'all. And Facts Not Feeling says Green was pointing out something that we all ignore. See, really, that what does her eyelashes have to do with anything? I don't know, you know?
Yeah, when we don't have a leg to stand on, you turn to personal attacks.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of got what she had coming to her, you know, but she, again, from a white woman's point of view, I can say what they want. You do what they want. And nobody's going to do nothing to me. She wasn't expecting that. That probably peeled her whole wig back. Like, what?
But think about this, though. And I'm not trying to stir anything up, ladies, but it's just kind of proving a point. If this racist woman views Black women like that, fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake this, fake that, I mean, I'm not saying there's some truth to it, but it's like, this is how they view you guys. You know, I mean, at least she does. So, I mean, like I said, I look at Demetra, natural. See what I'm saying? But, you know, again, that's a different thing. But I'm just saying, this is how they view our women. This is how they view them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, 100%. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on it. It ain't necessary. They think they view us that way, but I'll tell you one thing: they try to be us. Because Marjorie Taylor-Greene, she probably really pasty, like a cup of milk, but she lay up under that sun and get some of them rays because she want to be tan. She want to be tan like sisters. Okay, so while they might talk about us, everybody's whole wrapped up into the beauty of Black women. Okay. I'm just going to put that on out there. All right. And then Babe says AOC bartender said baby girl. Yeah, she was the one that was saying baby girl. Oh, baby girl. I was like, oh my God. And Miss Sweet says Trump trial. Yeah. And Mindful Moments, you said they're coming for Black women in high places all over the U.S. and not many people are talking about it except for Black women. No other group of people is getting the same energy. Well, you know, one good thing about sisters is, you know, we know how to hold our own, you know. Doe says they sounded like Eric Mays. Okay, Eric Mays, boy, I sometimes look at his clips and I be busting up. He was a gym. Okay, and Judge says they are all cool sending our money overseas. Yep. In fact, I feel says they were fake her eyelashes. Okay, they was fake. What part didn't I play? I thought I played the whole thing. I know it's kind of long, but I thought I played the part that got people talking. Nevertheless, which part was that, Arneba? All right, so let me see. You skip down. Dustin says she started freestyling. Yes, she did. Joanne, he says Crockett at MGT. Cheap bleach blonde looks like she did in the bathroom. Crockett is beautiful on the other hand with fake eyelashes, as in opposed to male-looking female. You know, a living Baphomet. Okay. Kesha says the Republican Party does not exist anymore. These folks are simply MAGA now. Yeah, the real Republicans that have some sense, I think, there's not that many of them left. And I think a lot of them bow down rather to the MAGA crowd because they're afraid of retaliation, you know. And Dustin says his son got gray hair though. And Missy says Marjorie is still in office because of her constituents. They think the same way she does. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, you know, her trying to go after that sister the way she did. See, they think they know sisters until sisters do that kind of stuff to them. And then they try to play the victim. It's like, no, you'll forever be known as that, Marjorie. Nobody knows what else you do because they'll always know you as that. And that's how you define a person. That's how you do it. She'll never, ever be able to escape that moniker that Jasmine put on her. And why wouldn't you write? It is a bunch of foolishness. It is. And Facts I Feeling says Jasmine will not do anything but help working class Blacks. And hell, she might not even do that. Right now, she's busy helping Biden.
Now, Facts I Feeling, let me ask you, what's your definition of working class Blacks? Do you mean the talented 10th, the people at the top? Or because, like I said, there's only have and have nots in the United States anymore. There's no more middle class, lower middle class. It's either you have it or you don't.
Arlene, he says, I'm not sure that I understand why it takes her so long to bring in her co-host. I don't know what that means, but welcome, by the way. Judge says, I know what bread and circuses look like. Okay. Easy says, I've been waiting for someone to call out MGT. She's a true Georgia bigot. Yeah, that's just how they get down out there, you know. And Kiki says, what? They're making songs about it. Wow. Oh, yeah. So let me go ahead and skip down a little bit so I can catch up. Jackie, how you doing? Says, I don't understand what that brother said. She's a Democrat and then Black. What does that mean? I don't involve myself in politics, but that puzzled me. So you're talking about something that
yeah. Well, what that means is when you see these Black politicians that get elected in governors, representatives in Congress, senators, they're not Black. They're Democrats first. That is what their constituent. They care about the Democratic Party first. Thus, you see them going around now trying to get your Black vote. They don't do anything for Black people, but they do for the Democratic Party. So that's what that kind of means. These politicians, they go there. Jim Clyburn, he's a Democrat first. They deal with Democratic policies first. Look at the mayor in Chicago. Is his actions in Chicago beneficial to Black people? All that money they're giving to the migrants, the mayor in New York, all that money, is that a Black issue? No, it's a Democratic policy. They're Democrats first. So that's what that means. They're Democrats before they're Black.
Yes, Facts I'm Feeling. I do have natural hair, eyelashes. I just not want. I'm not knocking anybody who does. I just don't like all of that. I did cut my hair last week, cut a half an inch off, but why it's like this now is because I don't blow it out. When it's cold, I'll blow it out. And so it tends to stretch out a little bit more, but this is what you call a wash and go and shrink all the way down, to my scalp. So, but thank you. And I know what some women wear eyelashes for an enhancement. I'm just not one to be doing all of that. Easy says MGT started something she couldn't finish. Yeah, she wasn't. See, they're used to us playing nice is the problem, because, and the other thing of that too is I think for Black women, a lot of times we play nice, and I think it's true for Black men too. And I think Obama suffered from this. Is we play nice is because we don't want people to say, oh, she's an angry Black woman or he an angry Black man. So we do that nonsense that Michelle Obama was talking about, when they go low, we go high. And I've always said, no, we're going to turn it into a limbo contest. Okay. I'm not going to, go underneath you while you acting a fool. So, somebody text me. So yeah, we're hindered by that because we don't want to be labeled. But if they already think of you that way, you might as well clear the floor. Okay. Michelle says, white women wear fake extensions and eyelashes too. Yeah, all the time. But that never gets a conversation. Dustin says that is what media portrays. Most people aren't seeking truth. Most people are sheeple, right? Dorothy says they do the same thing: Botox, tanning, breast implants. Yep. And Brother Sammy says, and we Black men love natural. I know that's right. Mindful Mama says, I prefer to keep things more natural. You will age better, diet, exercise, lots of water, less stress. Yep. Easy says they view us that way, but their men love being with our women. Okay. Shauna says, exactly, Demetra. They getting lip fillers, tans, Botox, booties like Black women. They wish they had our spice. Yup. And Mikey says, surely the true Sunday continue, Demetra. And Kiki says, so y'all didn't see the video of the weave and wig expo white women had? Facebook friend sent it to me. Yeah, they somehow Black women get charged with all the fakeness, Black women wasn't getting all that stuff done. The white women was getting all that stuff done first. And, unfortunately, we that's part of our simulation process here in America. We were simulated because we were been taught that European is more acceptable. So we start straightening our hair and, just doing the stuff that they're doing. We didn't need to do that.
And now it's out of control.
Well, yeah. Missy says, take that with a grain of salt because they have lashes, weave too. Yeah, they got all of that. All of it. Brother Don says, MGTG didn't know about the dozens, right? Or roasting. She got roasted. Okay. Baby says, I would not let Sha'Carri wear fake lashes, wig, or nails while running. Well, FloJo did it. FloJo did it.
Right. Sha'Carri stopped doing that and she's winning.
I mean, she would, that had nothing to do with her winning or not. What she had on the FloJo.
No. What I'm saying is, she's starting to focus on the job at hand.
Yeah, but she was doing that. See, I hear that argument about the wig and the weaves and the nails that had nothing to do with it. Obviously Sha'Carri had a lot of other stuff going on in her life, But like I said, one of the greatest runners, RIP, did all of that and then some. In fact, she has patterned herself after FloJo. She says, I'm doing everything I'm doing as far as I look in homage to her, right? So, I don't know.
Yeah, but the analytics now is out there. They are taking into account the wind and stuff like that. A lot of analytics is going into running now. It really is. I mean, it does make a difference. These girls are getting so fast that you're talking about 0.3 is the difference between a winner and a loser.
All them women's are wearing women's. I say all those women's is wearing wigs. The Jamaican sisters, what is yellow? She has what is it? She got a yellow wig on.
Yeah, did you see that video with the one girl? She was a jumper and her wig fell off and she fell back. It was the funniest thing. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, I get wanting to be cute out there, but make sure your wig is tacked down, Facts Not Feelings says, my definition of working class Blacks is to have nots. Got you. Missy says, my tax dollars, if they refuse to work, then let them WWF it out. Might as well be entertained. Now, you do got a good point there. Norris said they lay in the sun at risk getting skin cancer. Trying to look like sisters tanning is $1 billion industry. You ain't lying. Y'all go on TikTok. Y'all hear all the songs that they got that they remixed it into. Yes, and Kesha says MTG eventually said she thinks that she has a pretty good body for a 50-year-old. Is that how old she is? I thought she was a lot older. SA, how you doing? He says, so many of them dye their hair and have extensions. I would not be worried about how they judge the looks of Black women. You know what I'm saying? She tried it, though. She tried it. Edward, how you doing? He says, Clyburn is a puppet, DNC puppeteers. Yes, indeed. And Wild Williams says, beloved, you got that baby making hair. What? That's not feeling says it's awesome to be with a woman who is natural everything. Yeah. I think you'll start to see more sisters come around when we start to see the brothers are more accepting of that, because we, not all, but there's some brothers who like that Beyonce, flowing hair and, all that other stuff. So nothing wrong with Beyonce. Shonda says our natural look will always be better. One day our women will learn to love themselves without all the extras. I totally agree with you. While Williams, he says, my wife wears her hair that way. She wants all the babies. Okay. Satra, how you doing? He says, someone made a good point. Only men cross the border, no families. Dems are going to put illegals in the military and police slave patrol. I've heard that. I have heard that. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dustin, he says, we're the most forgiving race. We have no past to turn to. For example, all we got is us. That's why the world follows our trends. Yep, we make the blueprint. Shan says, I saw you on your roller skates, Demetra. Oh, thank you. I haven't been out there in the last week, but I'm going to get out there this week. It's going to be hot. Which is another reason why I'm wearing my hair like this, because I when it's hot and I'm exercising, I got to wash my hair every day, and I cannot be blow drying my hair every day. So, BBL Drizzy, Lord. Missy says, as I say, I will never be the bigger person, and it's not just because you're 5 feet. Is that what you're saying? I don't blame you. SS says, changing our looks has been going on since ancient times, and I go natural. Just pick someone who is natural easy. I totally agree with you. Stop trying to get with these sisters under these wigs and weaves, and then, you telling them, baby, snatch your wig off for me. Nah, just get you a woman who ain't doing all of that. She wants to wear that. Like I said, I don't demonize women who want to wear the wigs and weaves and nails, eyelashes. Do you, boo? That's why I say to men, stop trying to get with those sisters, because what you're going to do is make her life hell, because you had no business trying to even approach that sister anyway, trying to make her take her damn wig off of you. I'm just saying. Yes, Flojo was fine. Baby say, indeed it did. Nails messed up the start stance. Lashes might poke her in the eye, slowing her down, and the hair slows her down. Y'all just be making up stuff. Y'all just making up stuff. Sha'Carri is not the first woman with eyelashes, nails, and wigs and weaves. Y'all knock it off. Y'all just making up stuff now. My God. Jackie, didn't she have some nails too? I want to say even Jackie has some nails. So it's like, Kester says Sha'Carri was running well with the weave nails, and yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did you guys?
Frazier. Yeah, she the one with the yellow wig on.
Yeah. Did anybody catch the gymnastic thing last night? 27-year-old Simone Biles with her husband in support captured the win at this tournament, whatever the deal is. But she's 27 years old, and the thing about that is, in gymnastics, it is almost unheard of to be 27 years old and still at the top of the game, much less still doing it. They usually retire when they're 23, 22.
Who was that?
Simone Biles.
Okay, and you said she's still at the top of the game at 27?
She took number one last night or the night before at 27 years old. And I mean, I'm talking about a distant number one.
Yes. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Long time no see. Let's see here. Demetrius, how you doing? He says, F dude. He's like the guy on the death row trying to apologize. Nobody cares. Yeah, it's almost kind of like too little too late, right? But I don't know. I'm one that believes in redemption. I think Diddy has a long way to go for redemption, though. But He ain't never put no hands on me, so it's not up to me to forgive him. It's up to the people he's done wrong to forgive him. And so Black America says black men like pretty women. We just don't like wigs, along with nails, long eyelashes, different color hair. I respect that. But some men do. Some men do. They don't mind that. And as it was said here, go find your woman. Go get the woman that ain't wearing all of that. I just think it's nonsensical to chase down a woman with all of that and then make her feel like a horrible person because she won't acquiesce your demands. I always ask, who the fool, you or her? Why would you chase a woman down that don't look like the woman you want? And then, attack her appearance and aid in her maybe having a little bit of low self-esteem because you don't want her to wear that. It's like, don't approach that woman. Donovan, was you gonna say something?
Nope, I don't want to open up a can of worms, but go ahead.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It says the wig and the weave is #1 in Africa, so don't go back to Africa if you want natural. Easy says D, new book for you, The White Bonus, the 5 families and the cash value of racism in America. Okay, got you. I will write that down. Okay. King Shaw says, I'm so sick of these pastor pork chops co-signing for the Democrats. Yeah, they got to keep buying pork chops, right? All right, so let's see here. Just Another Woman. How you doing? It says, we want faithful men. How about that one? Oh, Lord. Oh, my.
Okay, I'm going to open up a can of worms on that one. It has been proven, a third of all births are not to the fathers. I get so sick and tired of you women out here talking and acting like the men are the only ones that are not faithful when the proof is in the pudding. Women are just as conniving, but you guys do it better than are the men. So let's just stop all this. It's human nature to do what we do. Okay, man or woman. I just get so tired of that narrative, like men are the only ones that cheat. A third of all births in the United States, the father is not the father. Explain that.
Okay. Let's do some deductive reasoning, shall we? She says, we want faithful men. How about that? Point to the part of her sentence that says that only men cheat.
She's inferring, and we want faithful men, that men aren't faithful. That's what she's inferring.
She says,
thus cheat.
She says, we want faithful men. That is a personal statement from her that never said that all men cheat, that men cheat more. None of that was even implied at all, nor expressed or implied. It was neither one of those. She made a statement, we want faithful men. How about that?
And that's fine. And I made a statement that backed it up with statistics. A third of all births are not the father. So again, we want faithful women just as much as she wants faithful men. That's it.
Okay. Michael, I'm exhausted too. I am. I didn't realize I was exhausted until today. We had a tornado come through here. So, Edward says in the past, gym has peaked before 20. Yeah. Because they have to do so much to stay that way, like not eat as much. And it's a lot that they have to do, Okay, so let's see. As Miss Sweet says, open up a can of worms. Donovan can't help himself. That's why I was like, Black America says, well, Miss D, most of us don't like the natural look either. And guess what? Thank God I ain't trying to date most of y'all. Thank God. I just need one. Just one. 2 if I'm just playing. I just need one. Okay. I ain't trying to date all of y'all. Okay. Can you imagine waking up every day and saying, I gotta impress them all. I gotta make sure all of them are happy with me. Imagine the stress of having to do that. Now imagine waking up and saying, I just gotta impress me. And if I have a significant somebody, I have to impress them too. Less stress. I'm just saying. Donovan said, why would a woman not want to please her husband in his request? That's different. If you're with a woman and she wasn't doing all of that when you got with her, but that ain't what we talking about. We talking about you brothers like to run down the women with y'all like the city girls. Y'all like what y'all would say the ratchets. Y'all like the sack chasers, the bag chasers, the Instagram baddies. Y'all want to chase them down. And you know she wearing a weave. You know she got fake eyelashes and nails. And somehow y'all want to make yourselves more important in her life than her wig and her weaves. And then when she does not want to get rid of those things, and y'all run around, I don't like women with weaves. I don't like women. But it's like all these natural sisters run around this great planet, and y'all chasing the one that you really don't want to be with. Make it make sense. I don't like, okay, I don't like a whole lot of things, okay? I was going to say this, but then that conversation will go left. I don't like slimy food, okay? But I'm not going to put it on my plate and say, I want to eat you, but don't be slimy, okay? I don't understand why you got to be slimy okra. Why you so? I'm just not going to put it on the plate. I'm going to go get something that I like. It's that simple, but
all you got to do is add breadcrumbs to it, give it a little bump to it, and you'll be fine.
I'm gonna pass. I like okra, I just don't like it slimy. Kesha says Bob Marley told Rita he wants a natural woman, and she went and got a baby with Miss. Then he went and got a baby with Miss World, Miss Universe. Some men are a trip. Kiki said that's true, Demetra. It's best to get what you want in a mate, then try to change a person. It's less stressful. That's for both men and women. I don't get that. You go get that woman that don't look like nothing you want, and then you get her. You think you're gonna give her your 2 minutes of fun. And then you're gonna say, baby, could you snatch the wig off? I think you look beautiful, natural. And she's like, hell no, sucker. You didn't give me 3 minutes, you gave me 2. You know? And then when she don't do it, and then she a horrible person. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, when you're 80 years old and you're still trying to look like a city girl, there comes a time when you need to grow up.
Hey, there's somebody out there that don't mind an 80-year-old city girl, okay? They like them hot.
Right, but I've been married to her for 50, so that ain't gonna happen for her.
Well, if you've been married to her for 50, then what you complaining about it now for?
Because I want it to stop now.
I would say you the fool, okay? Shut up and gum your oatmeal, sucker, and take your rub your Bengay and take your Geritol and keep it pushing, okay? Because she gonna die a city girl.
So those dark splotches of her tattoos, those were tattoos?
You liked it when she was young. When you could see that it was the map of Georgia, you liked it. Now it looks like a prune. Now you're mad.
Right. Her 3 baby daddies at the bottom by her tramp stamp.
Which you was all up and behind. Okay. You didn't have a problem with it then. Hey, Jack. Hey, Bob. Hey, Billy. You didn't mind it then. Now all of a sudden you got a problem with it. You got a problem.
That's right. Because I'm getting ready to go to the upper room and I want to make sure she gets there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, education is key. How you doing? Yeah, easy. Bam, bam. Take the wig off. Would you take the wig off? Is you crazy? Says sometimes they don't even want to be with a natural woman. It's like men want a project. No, they just want to be bossing a woman around, telling her what to do. And the minute she run around with my hair, I don't like that. Why I look like that? This is a protective style for me, you know.
Well, guess what? We don't have to worry about that. With the way this economy is, a lot of women will be snatching their hair back, and just that regular snatch back. And that's it, because you know the money ain't right anymore.
One thing a sister gonna do is her hair. Okay, I don't care if the Dust Bowl come back, the Great Depression.
Right, open that OnlyFans account back up.
whatever, and you gonna be there paying. Okay, you gonna be in there paying for a lot of wigs and weaves. Don't front. Okay, they gonna get a lot of Donovan's coins. Y'all can thank him for
You
that.
won't get one dime from me, fellas.
Yeah, right.
Get your passports, head to the DR.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you gotta go over to the DR and pay for their wigs and weaves, because baby.
Hey, the dollar goes longer over there.
Let me tell you something. Listen, no shade to no Dominican woman, no shade. I just want to say this. They do be wearing wigs. Now, brothers, I would ask this of you, okay? Because I know damn well y'all know they wearing some wigs. Don't act like you can't see now. When you're over there.
Afro-Latinas, they're wearing wigs, yes.
Yes. So when you over there, tell them it's a little crooked sometimes and to straighten it out. Because some of their wigs look like they just threw it up in the air and just let it land on their head and they kept on pushing out to the stroll. That's all. That's right. But y'all don't have nothing to say about it then. Oh, I ain't pumpy, I ain't mommy, I ain't mommy. Y'all got nothing to say then. When they wigs and eyelashes be hanging all off their face, y'all all in.
Wait, and you want to know why? Because we don't know a damn thing of what they're saying, and so it don't matter to us. You see what I'm saying? When y'all say, well, we know what you got to talking, y'all talking us out our name and stuff.
I'm going to tell you what they're saying, because I know a little Spanish. They're saying, he looks like a sucker. I'm going to lick him. That's what they say. And you're welcome, okay? To you, it sounds like, but that's what they say. Facts, Phyllis says, when I was younger, I fell in love with a ratchet woman that looked like Super Mayor Hinyard. This girl had a body that was unbelievable, and damn, I must have lasted like 6 minutes max. She was good, and therein lies the story as to why you men will never learn. Okay,
we are programmed that way. If we are not programmed this way, the human race would die out. That is just pure fact.
Child, men are doing weaves and add-ons now. Yes, they are. They are. Y'all ain't never hear y'all say nothing about their man units. Never.
I don't have friends that have man units. That's why I stick around real men.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because they're all bald like me.
My info moment says, I see 50-year-old men still dressed like 20-year-olds and running in the streets like one. Same applies to men. Oh, yeah. I call it dressing like Beavis and Butthead, because that's how they be looking. Yeah, I know who Beavis and Butthead is. You imagine how they dress. That's how some of these grown men dress. Samuel says, these same dudes complain about women taking them for what they got, etc., are those same ones who chase them wigs and weaves, wearing long nails, heavy makeup, wearing women all day long. In fact, we're going to take it a step further. They even pay for them to keep getting it done. They ain't going to tell y'all that part, though. Kendrick says, let's be honest, society has messed up Black men and women. Thought process people expect the handouts instead of being genuine submissive. This has been misconfigured. Unfortunately, Black America says men hate that protective style, but guess what? I'm only concerned with a man, not men. Okay? I am not going to plug my hair bald for nobody. Okay?
Wait a minute, Demetra. You came over here one summer and you had cut your hair super low because it was super hot. That I think it was like averaging like triple digits.
Yeah, it was. I used to wear my hair really, really low. I ain't gonna do that no more because I do know men like, women with hair on their head. So I can appreciate that. And I can do hair on my head as long as I ain't got to do too much to it because it's hot here. It's a lot going on. Brenda says, because they want non-Black women admitted and stop using hair as an excuse. Oh my.
Well, here's my question. I sit and I ponder this stuff sometimes. When I hear women always telling men what we like and what we don't like and what all this other stuff, don't these men have mothers and were raised predominantly by women? So what is that saying? Because we all the fellas know your mama black. But if that's the case, and that's been drilled in our heads, why is it that these men supposedly want women that aren't Black? Could somebody answer that in the chat?
Yeah, y'all answer that in the chat. I got a couple of brain cells left. Yeah, Kiki, they be. I was over there. I was there visiting the stroll. Okay, and I saw.
No, you weren't visiting. You were ready to shut it down. Demetra had her holy water, all that stuff. She was just blessing the whole block.
I saw a lot of tumbleweaves up over there on the stroll. Okay, I was like, oh, they ain't wearing they real hair either, huh? Just saying. Sparkly for Jesus. How you doing?
Are you know what's really crazy about the DR though? For those guys that haven't been there, and some of the guys that have been there, they are extreme about their beauty regimen. I mean, you talk about bat wings. Oh my God. I mean, they're extreme. The weave is extreme. The eyelashes, the extreme. The tattoos are extreme. The BBLs are extreme. The breasts are extreme. I mean, they, you know, for a developing country, these women spend a lot of money on themselves.
And guess whose money they spending on themselves?
Ain't mine.
Y'all, I know you went over there and dropped a plethora of racks.
Ain't my money.
You know how many money. You know how many women you probably sent to Dr. BBL over there? Do you know how many wig shops have to go and reorder and restock because of the racks you dropped?
Nope. Look, my homie Missy is in the comment. We grew up together, whatever, growing up overseas. I know how the game runs. So if I'm going to get a girl over there, which I do have, it's going to be a regular and it's cheaper because no matter how bad this chick is, there's always going to be a badder chick that's going to come along. And I see these young, inexperienced passport bros just giving these girls money and just these guys are broke within 3 days. They come down there with 3-4 racks from Atlanta, New York, because it's just a weekend flight down there, whatever the deal is. And they just give these girls all this money. When the last time I was there, and I was there with my Amiga friend, $200. And I was there how long? 16 days. We just hung out, did our stuff, and that was it. $200.
What stuff did you do?
Just museums, libraries, things like that. Sports events, pool, beach, hung out. That's how you do it without going broke. That's how you do it. These guys, and Demetra, you were there. There are a lot of beautiful women there. You can't have them all, fellas. You can't. You're going to go broke. You've got to just pick one and stay with one person. That's a little game.
Okay. Facts Not Feelings says, I'm very attracted to black women with natural hair, but it turns out black women who wear natural hair tend to be into white men. Not me. I've been natural for a very long time. Let me tell y'all a story. It would be easy for me to put some permanent, it's a relaxing morning, some permanent on my hair. I could, flip it and curl it, and I could just do all these lovely things to it, but I know it ain't good for you, right? It causes problems. So, but I ain't never want to, I wear natural hair for me and my health. I don't wear it for no man. If a man likes the natural hair, that's wonderful. I'll let you play in my hair, depending on the style, But yeah, if they do it for white men, I can't answer to that because I don't. Just another woman, he says, I truly think black men and black women need to stop arguing so much on minute things. I totally agree with you. 100%. Kiki, oops, not that one. Let's see. Yes. Yeah. Hello. You better believe it. Let's see here. Where did Kiki's comment go? It says now men were the first to wear men were the first to wear wigs, pharaohs and kings. Men have been wearing wigs and toupees. They're now attaching hair to their beards. And I don't see a problem with it. If it makes a person feel like they look nice, whose business is it? Whether man or woman, if you're living in your own life, you're too occupied to worry about others. It says, let people feel good and look good for themselves. Yes. Leave people alone. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. If you want to wear wigs, and it's just not my thing because I get too hot fast. So I couldn't imagine putting a wig on because it's hot. I really be wanting to shave it off. And Donovan will tell you, I've shaved the head off my own head. Donna, I mean, your average article think it says, damn, you cheated. Right. I want y'all. That's why I said, okay. I let this man talk for about 2, 3, 4 minutes about all the wonderful things he was doing over there. And then he had the audacity to admit to you and I, all of us, that he spent $200 for being in that lady. I mean,
no, I didn't say all that. Do you see how they interject that, fellas? Do you see how they interject that? I didn't say all that. But if that was the case, what a bargain. You guys need to get your passports if that was the case.
I didn't mean being in that lady, but
16 days, and that's what supposedly I paid? Oh, that's a bargain.
That's like a bargain to me. 16 days in that lady for $200.
Now, I know Demetrius getting tired, but see, we know that's not reality. We know that isn't what it's gonna be. But the point of the matter is, these women down there are no different than the sisters over here, and they're gonna, go for your pockets. It's as simple as that. It's as simple. There's no difference. The reason why sisters are mad is because we're taking our dollars and we're going elsewhere with them.
When I tell you, I almost fell out of the chair. I'm weak. Oh man. Woo. Kiki says, yes, I prefer my hair natural as well, Demetrius. So I feel you on that. It's just a personal preference. Yeah, I mean, shoot. I wore all kind of hairstyles. I had a mohawk once. It was real long. And it was cute. I can't do that kind of stuff necessarily anymore. Black Americans, would you have, you would have a much better chance with a perm or a flat iron hot comb or something. I probably would, but I want to be with a man that understands that I'm all right with my natural hair. I'm cool with that. I don't want to be with somebody who, because if you only with me because of my hair is relaxed and all that, then it's that stuff is fleeting. So I might, but I probably don't want to be with that man. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Y'all talk, yeah, it's a great deal. Easy talk about Donovan. Is that 200 Dominican money? Now you know the answer to that, Easy. You know damn well he wasn't going over there paying American prices at all. Yeah, it was a Freudian slip. Angel, how you doing? Says, speaking of beautiful natural women who are Black. Let's see here. Yeah, he did. He paid her minimum wage. Minimum wage. Did you at least, okay, I mean this monetarily speaking, did you at least tip her?
No. What did she do? No, remember when we went out and the lady was asking for a tip? I was like, what did you do?
That's what she did.
No. Okay, look, in all seriousness, I sent Demetra a video of this young lady cleaning up my room. Didn't ask her to do it. So, of course, I tipped her and, for doing all that work without even asking. If that was a sister, what's wrong with your feet? What's wrong with you? Why can't you do it? Do I look like a slave? Am I a maid?
See, the problem is Donovan be lying on Black women. Most, if not all Black women I know are already clean, okay? Most Black women I know, if she go over a man's house, it don't even have to be her dude. If it looks a little disheveled, she don't mind doing dishes. Donovan, you don't have a lot of dishes in your sink, but if I use it, I'll do the dishes. She said, leave it there. Leave it there. So you're lying on us, sisters. We are very, because, most sisters work her way. She ain't trying to be sitting around no field. You know what I mean? And come on, Donovan. you paid her. Okay?
Right. But wait. When y'all do it, y'all got the moo-moo, the damn stocking on your head, yeah, the cream on your face, whatever that stuff is, the facial stuff, and you know, you're cleaning up. The video I sent you, how was she dressed?
She was dressed like you was finna pay her, okay? She's like, let me do a good job because he might mess around and tip me. So I'm going to pretend I'm a sweep. That's why she's like, I ain't got my money yet. So I need to play. I need to, I need to act like I'm really wanting to sweep and stuff. But if that's what you need.
Fellas, they hate when we're happy and we got a smile on our face. They hate it.
I mean, I love that for you. Okay. I love that for you. I want that for you, but let's not act like she wasn't expecting to hit you with an invoice once all that was over with, okay? Here you go.
And let me tell you, I always pay above and beyond the invoice, okay? I'm a very good employer to work for.
You better be happy they don't have them harassment rules and laws over there like we got over here, okay? Thunder says $200. Why so much when this and that allegedly you could get 6 spins at the wheel for that price? Allegedly, of course. I like how you kept putting that allegedly on there, Thunder. I think I saw you over there once when I was driving by really fast. Shandy said, my grandmother taught my sisters how to do hair, so now they like 3rd generation of hair doers and the family. Yeah, a sister gonna learn how to do something, right? I don't have anybody do my hair either, but I had a cosmetology license back in the day, but I always kind of had a gift to do it. I'll braid my daughter's hair and she forces me to do it. Roger say perms cause yes, fibroids, straight hair ain't worth your health. Nope, it is not. And Brina says you wouldn't tip her either.
Dimitri, I got a question for you. With these lace fronts and the women, this is a serious question. When the women use the glue for the lace fronts, is it true that does could leak into your scalp and stuff like that? Is that a true statement depending on what kind of glue it is?
I think anything will leak into your scalp because your skin is your largest organ on your body. And so what goes on your skin also goes in your skin. So yeah, I wouldn't be putting that on my hair. Everything that I use. Oh, and Walter was telling us about this app a long time ago. Oh my God, I'm addicted. It's called Yucca. Y'all get this app. It's YUK, Yucca, okay? And you scan stuff. So I spent more time in the store than I needed to today because I was scanning everything that I usually buy. And I was like, oh, damn, I can't eat that. I mean, you can scan beauty products and everything, and it'll tell you if it's good or not, if it's hazardous and all that other stuff. So what I'm saying is I've always been one to put natural stuff on my hair, on my skin anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't be putting glue on my scalp because yeah, and it's close to your head, you know. So anyway, Kesha says, no, you guys keep complaining about black women. Go with your preference. Just stop trying to antagonize sisters. You guys still ain't happy unless you can steal black women's joy. Go be happy and leave us alone. Shorty, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. North says, man or woman is not what's on the head, it's what's in it. Come. I wish I could spin around, do my little Holy Ghost dance. I'm doing it. You guys just can't see my feet moving. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I love it. Yeah, we ain't gonna be sitting up in there. Y'all know I got to ask, what woman are y'all hanging around to where you notice the line of demarcation in that woman that was sweeping your floor for with an invoice and a woman that ain't cleaning her house? Why? Not maybe necessarily you, Donovan, anybody. Why y'all hanging around a sister that's nasty?
But you want me to answer that, or?
I could have been a rhetorical. I would just
some
sweat off me.
Because I don't hang with that, but go ahead.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying you like to say little spicy stuff. And then you just be talking.
No, I'm reading the comments here, and these feminazis.
What?
These feminazis, did they get my blood boil? I gotta defend men and explain to these women We do not think like you guys. We do not act like you guys. We are not you guys. And you guys keep trying to make us be you guys, and then you complain about the men you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, average logical thinker says I dated a guy who wasn't just messy. He was dirty. Sometimes I would clean his kitchen and living room all the time. Don't tell that lie, Donovan. Right. Yeah, but that's what sisters do. We like,
Well, see,
okay.
well, again, you guys got to realize I was not raised in the United States. I was born into the military. So guess what? I never had to deal with a situation like that. Because when my mom came into my room, it was the white glove test. Okay. That's how I roll. That's the experience that I pull from. So I understand what you guys are saying, but you got to understand where I'm coming from as well.
Yucca, Y-U-K-A. I think that's what it said.
Y-U-K.
Yeah. Very, y'all will be spending so much time in the store. Pretty soon you'll know what not to buy, I'm assuming. But I'm like, damn, that ain't good to eat either. So there's a lot of stuff I just didn't buy today, and it actually saved me a lot of money. Because y'all, like I said, everything in my refrigerator went bad. So because I didn't have electricity for 2 days, so I had to go to the store, and yeah, but I spent too much time up in there. All right, so let's see here. Let me skip down. Wild Williams says hard men make easy times, soft men make hard times. Oh my God. I'm gonna leave that up there. All right, then I'm gonna put this one up here. Kiki says our problems would be resolved if black women and black men, if we would start saying the black men and black women we choose to deal with, inclusion of all is what's killing black relationships in America. Because obviously the majority of black men in America want American black women and vice versa. It's time to sweep this gender war foolishness in a dustpan and dump it in the trash. It's sad, redundant, and counterproductive at this point. Just saying, I totally agree with you. And I think you're right. Black men and black women, Americans, want each other more than they want everybody else. That's why I say when some of these people just be talking, I don't even be listening. I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, stop the program. Stop the program.
Oh Lord, I'm scared to even know what you saw.
What I just saw is hit the likes, people. You mean to tell me all of these people are in this program and there's only that many likes? Come on now. Continue.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Easy says some men like roaches, D. Wow. Yeah. If yes, that's what you like, that's a firm decision to be liking roaches. I will not even try to change your mind.
Maybe he's using them as a dependence for the tax purposes.
You know what? I might need to give me a couple of roaches next year. Okay. Because, as a matter of fact, that reminds me, I got to be getting Uncle Sam their money because they want it. Okay. Oh my God. Thunder says, DK, if you saw a brother in Ralph Lauren suit, that might have been me. Was that you? What was you doing out there on business day? You was taking a survey. I just want to know, what brings you out here? Is it a light bill? Was it rent? What is it? How can I help? So, okay. Steven says, I don't like a nasty woman who doesn't clean up. Yeah. Nah, I mean, but there's some people who they don't mind it. You know, I mind it though. And Missy says, nasty man or woman. I don't do nasty. Me either. Clean up. Just clean up. And I don't like to clean up as much as I used to, but I do it, you know. I'm one, I can't sit in an environment that's disheveled or disgusting. I can't do it. My mind is just effed up.
I just don't understand how people could hop out of bed in the morning and not make it. It only takes a couple of seconds to make the bed.
I agree. Even if you just do that old lazy flip, right? Flip. And speaking of which, damn, I got so much stuff to do. I didn't even put my sheets on my bed. I washed them and didn't even put them on. It's going to be a long night. Thunder says, do you see why I say be prepared? The weather came out of nowhere. You ain't lying, because I was sitting in the living room and then I think I was even exercising or something. Then we got the warning. I was like, a tornado for real? Because we've gotten them before. And then.
So when are you coming back to California again?
I was on my way because I thought we wasn't going to get no lights until like a week. I was like, oh, hell to the no. So I was either going to fly to Vegas or I was going to go home. But then they sent the notice saying the lights are going to be on today. And I was like, all right, because I was showed the hell up out of here. You can believe that. But yeah, I see now. It's crazy. Okay. Fact Not Feeling says, things are going to get so bad in America, but that Black women will be begging the lames and dudes who they never look to come back to them, even have polygamous relationships. Shit, I'd be on Bissonnet before I do that. If I have a polygamous relationship with anybody.
Right. Hey, I want to do an announcement too. You guys don't forget to go and check out YouTube channel Roland's Reviews. She had a really good program today in regards to the Democratic Party and the numbers that Roland Martin, CNN is now. Remember a couple of months ago, they were calling us liars and that Black people weren't 20% lost and stuff like that. Now they are now admitting that Biden is in trouble. I mean, they can't even go around it now. Whatever, do it. And also check out Your Average Logical Thinker. She's still dropping gems on her page. So if you guys do me a favor, go to those pages, become a subscriber, like the page, whatever you guys need to do. We got to get these messages out. Even though they're different messages, it's just you can learn something from every page. So do that.
Judge, I watched the news. I just didn't hear. I don't think I heard anything about tornado, and I don't even think tornadoes it sounds like it's rare that it hits in these areas. But it was weird because I opened up the door and it was still, but it was very dark and it wasn't like dark time yet, nighttime, I guess I say. So then 5 minutes later, or not even that many minutes later, I opened the door and it starts to get windy. Then I opened it again and then wind was just rushing in the door. And so I closed it and I told my daughter, I said, yo, it's time to roll, And then the lights started flickering off. And from that point, it just seemed like all hell broke loose. It was crazy. But my daughter, she watches it a bit more closely than I do. So she was talking about it all week, saying it was going to happen. I think I do need to get a generator. I was going to get one yesterday, but then, I got sucked back in when the lights came on. So yeah, I do need to get one.
I think it'd be cheaper if you get a man.
We got what? So we could be in the dark together? I'm just saying.
Yeah, the man would get the generator. He would tell you where to go, how to do it. Get the candles out. Maybe you guys can, have some muscatel and make the most of make the most of the night. I
seriously almost called you the N-word. He said muscatel. Really? Missy says I have OCD and my son's autistic, so I clean is a must. My sons were taught military style. Oh yeah, you got to be clean.
No. See, Missy's not telling you the whole story. I was coming through her housing area one day. This girl was trained so military. Her mother had her out there cutting the grass. No doubt about it. She was out there pushing that mower.
Kiki says, and y'all put y'all pages in the comment section so everybody can follow. Kiki says, I will have my first visit to Cali this December for my sister's wedding. Interested in seeing what it's like. December is nice. It's not as hot. It's cool. California, it's nice, but it's not like it is in the movies per se. It's worse than it used to be. It's a lot of homelessness and just a lot going on.
Yeah, get ready to deal with the urine smell in downtown LA and all that other stuff. It's terrible. It's horrible.
Right, Thunder? Like, what the hell is line winds? Well, what is that even supposed to mean? We know now. It was like, my God. I'm telling you, all throughout my neighborhood and everywhere, you see telephone poles or electric poles that snapped in half. People's trees and fell and busted their brick walls. I mean, it's just trees are just and stuff everywhere. It just looks like something came and just shook the city loose. Is what it looks like. It's crazy.
And real quick, have you heard of anything from the brick lady? Have you heard any of her cases yet? I've still been tracking her down. For you guys that don't know the brick lady, she's the one that blamed the black man for hitting her with the brick, which wasn't true. Total lie. She was indicted and stuff like that. I think she's going to trial. If I'm correct, but I'll look it up.
You know what brick lady is? She with that other brother, I'm gonna say that loosely, I think he was from Nigeria, that chopped that sister up, and he ain't been seen since. So maybe they went down the yellow brick road together. I'm just saying. Dustin, you say Black women are still very present, but the media is aimed at sisters, especially through music and fashion. Division among troops saves ammo. This is by design. Oh, I love that. Division among troops saves ammo. This is by design. Just a new page. You ain't lying. I like that. I like that. Okay, so Sacramento. So that's up north, Kiki. Yeah, and Easy says, welcome to Tornado Alley. See, I thought the tornado stuff was more toward like Dallas and Oklahoma and stuff like that. I thought in Houston, I'd be relatively safe, but I ain't gonna lie, I was scared as hell. I was in the closet to call my sister. Yeah, I text a couple of people like, yo, I'm in the closet. If y'all don't hear from me and this go down, come to the closet, okay? Come to the closet. Black America, you say, are you ready to move out of Texas? You know, it's kind of a tricky situation. I miss home. I do. California. I'm a California girl through and through. There's nothing like it. I mean, by now I'd be like 30 shades darker because I, just be out there and outside. I don't go outside much here. But the cost of living in California, you definitely won't live long. As long unless a house lands on me here in Texas from a tornado. California is very stressful to live, to have a decent lifestyle without having to work a bunch of jobs, and the traffic is terrible. It's just a lot going on.
The neighbors, it's horrible here. It's horrible.
So if you'd asked me that a couple of years ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'm ready to get on out of here. But now I think it just has a lot to do with me getting older and, the hustle. I just don't want the hustle and bustle as much. So it's kind of hard to end. But if I hit a lick somewhere and I'll be back in California, Oh, she went to trial, Miss Sweets. So what happened to her? You said she's a passport woman. Hello, loving. So Roger says Bay Area, Northern California can be rough too. Oh yeah. Be careful. Okay, got you.
No, Northern California can be rough. You got to be almost a damn near millionaire to live up there.
Oh yeah. You got it's almost worse than the other one too. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here. I don't even be knowing how long we be up on here until Donovan say, let's go.
No, it's not even that. I got the cat scratching at the damn door.
Oh, they're like, you've been gone too long. You was out there with the mother cats in the DR. Now we want you to spend some time with us. All right, so let's get out of here. Thunder says, the idea of being in a storm with a classy lady doesn't sound so bad, DK. A nice candlelight dinner with a nice conversation. Yes, and a ball thing. UV5R. I got one of those. Sounds like a win-win, a win to me. What say you? I say, let's do it. Let's do it. Next tornado, I'm going to hit you up. Missy says global warming is making hurricanes stronger, tornadoes in areas that usually wouldn't be here on the Gulf Coast. Hurricanes are, I just don't like none of it. I ain't gonna lie. And Brina says, it says, I love it too. I just came back from riding my bike in the mountains, enjoying the Cali weather. Ain't nothing like it. I'll tell you that. Ain't nothing like it. So she has been sentenced, but she says, so they said she's been sentenced already. She went to trial and sentenced. I don't know nothing about it at all. So anyway, just another woman says, I have 2 cats. I have 2 Turkish Angora cats. Okay. I don't have any cats. No, I'm not a pet person at all. I'm not a pet person at all. I'm not.
She's lying. There's a cat that loves her so much, playing with her feet and stuff, and the woman didn't even appreciate it.
Donovan's cats like the Thailand was clawing my damn feet up. I was like, wait a minute now. I'm not into that sucker. Okay. And Donovan's cat is a pervert, a foot person, a foot cat. So anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all be safe out there. And Stephen says, I'm glad you're okay and safe. My beautiful sister, yeah, because Lord, and like I said, there's other people out there. Unfortunately, some people died. RIP to them. There's some people still going through it, who still don't have electricity, and some, what I heard, don't even have water as well. So that's rough.
Well, don't worry, Sheila Jackson Lee will be out there passing out water. I'm very sure.
She better not come in this neighborhood. Anyway. Glad to see you too, Kiki. Thank you. Just another woman. So we love and appreciate every last one. Now, Ragnar, how you doing? Says 2 cats. You are well on your way to becoming a cat lady. Hey, your homeboy here got 4 cats. Is it 4 or 5 now? He got 4 cats. He is the cat man of Catmandu.
Wait a minute. 2 of them were feral and they were hurt, and I fixed them up. And like a woman, a cat decided to stay because she said, "Ooh, I got shelter. This guy's a good provider. He loves me." So they ended up staying. There's nothing keeping these cats here.
4 cats. 4. Cat daddy. That's right. Cat daddy, Catmandu. All
that just shows, lady, that I'm a very sensitive man. I'm very sensitive.
Donovan, like you said, easy. He loved them P words. But if it wasn't for them P words, he might have some P word with 2 legs up in the bed with him.
I did. Remember, I had to run her off. I did. I had it all.
Cat hair where cat hair don't belong. Anyway, it's been a wonderful evening. Good night. Peace.